you yourself were assaulted. What is it that motivates these people?
So, every good journalist is taught to remove yourself from the story because that's one way that you can help keep your biases in check. Obviously, journalists still will have biases. For me, there was a certain point where it's impossible to remove myself from the story because I was beaten by this movement that I cover. Beaten in the summer of 2019 led to a brain bleed, and I was hospitalized for that. And it took about a year of various therapies at a medical institution to address the deficiencies that I was dealing with cognitively in speech and balance and all that. So I think what people need to realize about Antifa is they're not just dangerous because of the street hooliganism, which, if there was a political will, can be stopped. But one, there's no political will. Two, there's also not a good understanding of what their ideology actually calls for. And that's what I hope the main thing that readers can take away from Unmasked is, like, in addition to learning about their acts of violence and terrorism and even homicides, is that they have an ideology that is coherent, uh, decades in the making, has a whole system of literature and booklets and pamphlets that are used to radicalize people. And their ideas have been actually mainstreamed in a very, very short amount of time. You just look in 2020 how within the papers of record in the United States, you look at those who are on broadcast media, the number of people who are supposed to be respectable commentators on the left who were sympathizing with the political violence, believing that property destruction and looting was all okay because it was for a good political cause. This is one of the most important tenets of Antifa's ideology. They don't think they're the bad guys. They think that when they're beating people with sticks, when they take Molotov cocktails and fire bombs and guns and explosives and knives and other weapons to riots, they actually think they're fighting for a noble cause. So I really work to deconstruct what they actually believe. And the ultimate end goal is the destruction of nation states, destruction of liberal democracy, destruction of the Enlightenment values that have built up civilizations that are prosperous and free and great to live in. They want to undo all of that. They believe that they can actually create a utopia free of government, free of property ownership, free of fascism, free of racism. So that you can think of it as like sort of a religious cult ideology, in that um, no matter what they do, it can never go too far, which is why they have taken steps to do abhorrent things like firebomb government facilities, take guns to in their attacks, shoot and kill people, and even with all the heinous things that they've done, unfortunately, they still come out on top in terms of the media narrative because they have so many allies in the mainstream left and in the mainstream media left as well that are willingly or unwillingly or ignorantly amplifying their messaging and their propaganda and their lies.
If you like that video and want to see more, please make sure to subscribe to the Post Millennial. For daily news and content, please go to thepostmillennial.com and consider becoming a member. For $5 a month, you can get rid of all the advertisements on the site. If you like what I'm wearing on my head, you can go to shop.postmillennial.com, where we have beanies, mugs, and t-shirts. Please consider supporting the Post Millennial however you can. It's massively appreciated. Thank you.